Huh. Huh. Oh, wait. It's gonna be too loud. There you go. Better. I'm alive! And I'm live. I hope everyone is ready for some Sekai Yumiko, because as you can tell from this screen, it looks like I said no, it's nothing to Michiru. Brand new. Brand new. This is right after the decision where you either go down the Michiru route where you're like, hey, can I ask you something? Or you say no, it's nothing. And you go straight into Sekai Yumiko route. That's right. Started the game, made that first choice, even without anybody asking. We're all set. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's Monday Night Livestream with your host, animefanrk2k here. We are playing the Fruit of Grisaia. It is time for one final route of the box cutting queen. Or box cutter wielding queen. I don't know. Sekai Yumiko. Go. You made a choice without you guys? Well, to be fair, I made a lot of choices without you guys when I had to move my game over from my laptop to my desktop. So it happens. Oops. Let's just get right into it. Nope, it's nothing. I'm overthinking this. This strange little interlude must be nothing more than a new part of her act. She'll no doubt be back to the normal Michiru soon enough. Oh, and yes, Bob Chiru was there. Sorry I scared off the cat. I see. Alright then, I'll be heading back to the dorm. I'm not going down a route, so she's exactly where I left her. Her condition appears favorable. Nothing in particular to be worried about. I checked up on her. Isn't that sufficient? Not the girl's father, you know. Not obliged to spend all day nursing her. You become the color commentary? I doubt. You know, I'm pretty sure there's like no real color commentary. Just kind of like going through it, talking, chatting. Now it is. What? You still have a problem? She'll return eventually. Yo, she'll be back, you know. Listen up, Makina. Everyone needs to be alone at times. It's a basic human need. Respecting that is very important. You understand? An excellent case in point. So that's what you're implying. Yeah, I talked to Bob Tree or what? Yeah, there isn't a problem. I'll guarantee that. And we move on to the next route, right? Just as promised, Michiru returns shortly thereafter. Saw her walking down the dorm hallway, chewing on something with the reinvigorated expression of a woman who just passed a kidney stone. You're back, it would seem. Nom 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 nom. Candy. Well, not candy, actually. We know what it is, right? What are you eating? Oh, okay. Never mind. It's not the quote-unquote ramen candies that she was saying. What if she threw, like, I don't know, something that wasn't edible? Something tells me Michiru was tricked.
やっぱりあれよね。本物は味が違うわね。
I think nuance of Makina's real might be slightly different from what Michiru thinks. It's probably best not to mention that. I see. Anyway, are you feeling better now?
もちろんよ。休んだら元気会長売れてもうまい。
I'm not one man. How's it going, demon? Like you? I'm not one man. Is that Michiru doing well too?
あのミチルってどのミチルよ。私は私じゃない。あんまり変なこと言わないでよね。もぐもぐ。
Mogo mogo. I see. Make sure you get to bed early tonight. Rest up and recover your health.
そんなこと言われなくても分かってるわよ。ふん、あんたなんか。チルチル、はい。パク。マキナ、これ何よ。それウルテ。もぐ。やっぱり三流品のウルテは味が落ちるわね。本物のウルテは美味しかったのに。
You Nebus carols? Well, those are gonna happen in December. One other thing, Michiru, take some stomach medicine tonight. If possible, get it from Sachi, not Makina.
わかった。でもなんで？
Because if you ask Sachi, she'll give you the real stuff.
本物の胃腸薬？一流の胃腸薬ってこと？効き目がすごいとか？
It's like a dog. Just do it, alright? Well, at least she ain't a bitch in heat.
わかったわよ。なんかこれ、文具っぽい味がするわね。
Something tells me that Makina just fed Michiru flavored erasers that she made from scratch. With this, the Michiru incident drew to a close. Human beings are multifaceted creatures. It's perfectly normal for someone to change their tone of speech, depending on who they're addressing. Fairly significant shifts in their personality aren't uncommon either. Something or other inspired atypical behavior from Michiru today, but I have no idea what the root cause was. When you get right down to it, it's really none of my business. There's a line I shouldn't cross here. If I want to avoid tracking my muddy footprints all over the classmates' fragile hearts, I need to continue to exercise such restraint as long as I live in this place. Everyone has their weaknesses. Human beings aren't omnipotent. If anything, we're largely powerless, and so, we must also be resourceful. We're born utterly impotent, and no matter how long we live and how much we learn, we'll always have more weaknesses than strengths. Our resourcefulness, then, is the tool by which we work around these fundamental shortcomings. Hey, how's it going, Krichi? I was talking to, some Michirus, yes. No, you're referring to. Sometimes we find a way to conquer our failings. More often, we learn avoidance. Ways to keep them from hurting us. Whatever the means, in the end, we gain the ability to scrape by. As weaklings go, we're a hardy breed. One afternoon, just as I'm leaving the shopping area in front of the train station, something catches my attention. I draw to a halt and turn to look. Hey, it's Sakaki Yumiko outside of school. What? That's weird.
お客さん?
So it's like glaring at the cashier.
ごゆっくり.
Well, looks that can kill. Those who cringe in terror. If this were Nagasaki a few hundred years ago, you might guess someone had splashed mud on a samurai. But this is a modern town not far from Tokyo, and that right there is a young woman. Ah, it's Sakaki. Just a moment ago, I sensed an ominous, foreboding aura across the street, powerful enough to inspire a momentary surge of concern. Thought there might have been some terrorist attack in the making, but I guess just Sakaki being Sakaki. Might have been a bit on edge since I just paid a visit to Ichigaya to take care of some minor chores. Either way, I investigated the situation for safety's sake, only to find an individual in some ways more troublesome than your garden variety terrorist. Sakaki Yumiko. A curt, antisocial classmate of mine. Should about cover it. Wow! You know what? Let's see. classmate of mine. Should about cover it. By Yuuji. So if you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I'm updating the bot to say something related to what Yuuji just said. So if you exclamation point Yumiko in the chat, you can see what the bot says about Sakaki now. I'm rather amazed to find that she's capable of projecting such a ferocious aura as to fool my carefully honed instinct for danger. Seems she's still capable of surprising me. Quite impressive, really. Though it's not likely that many schoolgirls would particularly enjoy receiving that sort of compliment. The Bowsette Pigment scent? Well, that's a thing. Still, just what is she doing over there? She's glaring at something. Sakaki stands under a colorful yellow and red striped awning, glaring powerfully through the glass at the interior of a small store. So the girl is usually defined by her emotionlessness, disinterested, and asocial vacuum of a personality. The intense passion in that case is somewhat surprising. Wow.
年頃の女の子がクレープ屋の前にいるんです。普通なら何かしら妄想絡みの推測が出てもおかしくないと思います。
Sachi out of nowhere with the narration! Bam! Sachi, having snuck up beside me at some point, offers a typical helpful suggestion. Fantasies.
はい、そうですね。買ったクレープが急に破裂して全身クリームまみれになってベトベトになるとか。
Did it just cut off?
陳腐ながらもそういう妄想が一般的かと思われます。
I bet she's just like, yo, Sachi just appears, you know? That happens. It's like, hey, I'm hanging out, boom, Sachi, out of nowhere.
生クリームプレイか。
Meanwhile, I'm out of nowhere.
別に一般的じゃないでしょ、それ。
And, Michiru to tag along. Look, I'm not asking for a description of your sexual fantasy, Sachi. Just wondering what Sakaki is doing in front of that shop. Quickly outpaced by the conversation, I attempt to get things back on topic. In the next moment, someone yanks vigorously on my sleeve. Machina! That's someone being Machina, of course. She's got a comically proud expression on her face. Reminded of a toddler reporting that she went poopy all by herself to her parents, in full expectation of their lavish praise. I hardly think that this girl's likely to have any accurate information, but I suppose it can't hurt to ask. Krishi, that happened one time. And it was in the bad ending. What? Well, Machina, do you know something about this? What's going on with Sakaki?
きっとユミちゃんはあの店に因縁をふっかけて奪い取っては無下に潰して更地にする気なのよさ。
While that does sound very accurate, I don't think she'd do that. Great, thanks. You've been a big help. As expected, asking Machina was an utter waste of time. Not that I'm expecting anything resembling a coherent answer. I just can't help myself. Why would Sakaki need to do a thing like that?
だって趣味なのよ。
That's her hobby? What? When you use that disbelieving, everybody knows that tone of voice. Almost sounds convincing.
それがユミちゃんの人間味なのよさ。
It's Yumiko's human side to crush and raise people's stores and salt the place they were. Yeah, I think everyone's just hanging out. Violently snatching people's stores just to wipe them out of existence is her human side? Even for Sakaki, that seems excessively malicious. I've been talking with these people for several minutes now, and none of them have said anything remotely insightful, or even coherent. Have they collectively lost what little sanity they had left?
いうかユージ、私たちが急に出てきても驚かないのね。
Meanwhile, Michiru asking the important questions. Not even surprised we're here. Machina is not the big perverted cutie. Sachi actually be probably more in tune with the closet pervert, and Amane the blatant flirt pervert. Huh? Alright, that's because I sense your presence nearby.
へえ、
相変わらず人間離れした回答ね。
Yuuji's basically superhuman. What are you talking about on it? Personally, thought that bit about the whipped cream earlier was significantly more ridiculous. What was all that about anyway?
ああ、その話ならやっぱ一度は女体盛りも経験しないとねってことでまとまったけど。
Alright, guys. Guys, take notes! Take notes! It's only natural that someone eat off your naked body at least once. Just to check it off the list. Take notes, guys! Take notes! We reached a consensus on that. The initial topic was ridiculous enough, but how the discussion might have developed toward and arrived at that conclusion is completely beyond my comprehension.
ちょっと一応言っておくけど、アマネが勝手に言ってるだけだからね。私は別に同意してないし。
Sounds like we should agree to it too now.
はい、みちる様は純粋なピュアガールですよね。髪は金色に染めてますけど。これ、そこのメイド。あんたの今の言い方、なんか引っかかるんだけど。あと髪の色もしれっとディスったでしょ。ビッチ扱いか。
Call me a bitch! It's Amane. She's a bitch in heat. What?
みちる様、10円あげますから、ここは抑えて。ビッチ顔でもビッチでないことは私も信じていますから。あ、10円ありがとう。じゃなくて、フォローするつもりならもっとちゃんとフォローしなさいよ。
Literally, Michiru is impressed by it. They say a penny, but it's a 10 yen coin, and that basically is worth 1 cent, guys.
申し訳ございません。やはり髪も金色ですし、カラフルなピュアガールとでもした方がよろしかったでしょうか。
Guys, remember the old adage, don't eat yellow snow.
論点はそこじゃねえ。ちょっと盛り上がるのはいいけど、あんたたち。
No, I feel like what is being said is very different from what is being translated.
これ以上騒ぐと、私たちがこうしてるのが榊さんにバレて、きっと思いもつかない凄惨な復讐をされるわよ。
I like how they put like one of those sentences in the previous dialogue box, you know, one with what she just said now.
それは困りますね。みちる様、静かにしましょう。
Let's use our indoor voices.
到底納得できないけど、場合が場合だけに一応黙っとくわ。
ユミちゃんが意味深にニヤーっと笑うと怖いのよ。ホラーなのよさ。
So I'm kind of getting the idea that this is a deliberate surveillance operation on your part. Covert activities of this sort are well within the range of my professional expertise. This noisy crowd of schoolgirls would have to be the single least competent operation I've ever seen. I feel mildly dizzy. What is Michiru's actual hair color? Probably black since she's Japanese. But everyone has mixed hair colors because that makes a lot of sense. Totally. What? Well, let's put a positive spin on it and say, I'm always seeing new things when I'm with these people. Although I never ever want to work a job with them. Sakaki Yumiko, still glaring. Sakaki Yumiko, if looks could kill, Yumiko would be a serial killer. Of course, you can't say Sakaki's much better than the rest since she still hasn't caught on. She's staring intently at a piece of paper in the shop window. Perhaps she's finally tracked down the menu that killed her family. Dun-dun. Well, the anime is spoiling stuff because I didn't know that was a real thing, you guys. Ban yourselves for 10 minutes. I mean, what is it? Time yourselves out for 10 minutes. But not like actual timeout, just like count it to yourself or something, I don't know. That way you can still participate. And to be fair, I guessed that pretty handedly because I think the extensive dyeing process that she goes through to make the hair blonde is reminiscent of darker colors of hair. No, I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, both you and Shade King. At least I hope that's a menu. That sheet of paper has the manager's name written on it or something. I'd have to assume Sakaki's trying to place some sort of fatal curse on them.
もう30分もね。ああして微動だにしないのよ。
He stayed in a route? I don't remember that.
店員さんもう半泣きだし。
In other words, you people have been here for half an hour as well. I mean, forget Sakaki. What's your objective here? I was originally thinking you came as a group and just sent her to buy everyone crepes.
いいえ、違います。第一、榊さんはそういう行動を取らないじゃないですか。
True. She'd probably get like Sachi to buy it or something and pay her back. You do have a point.
私がたまたまユミちゃんを見つけて、みんなをメールで招集したのよさ。
Culprit! Machina. A group stalking. You guys really get along.
人ごとみたく言ってるけど、お兄ちゃんだってそれでのこのこここまで来たんだから、おあいこなのよ。
I mean, we're all on the same page, basically. But I just coincidentally happened to... Well, no. Guess you're right. Can't really deny that.
何よ、その玉虫色の返事。
Forget it. Truth of the matter is, I'd realized halfway through the sentence that defending myself would require a tiresome explanation, and decided to follow the path of least resistance instead. It's one of the little tricks I've resourcefully picked up to make my life among these people easier.
で、最初のさっちゃんの言葉じゃないけどさ、ユージは何してると思う？榊さん。
I bet there's like a seasonal crepe flavor, and she really wants to try it over her normal flavor, but since she can't decide, she's not been scrutinizing. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the wiki for this game and spoil myself rotten. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. That'd be silly. Trying to play blindly with a spoiler-free walkthrough, granted. Which realistically, I probably could have actually done without. Well,
記号としてはユミコクレープ屋。あ、そうだユージ。それ以前にあんたクレープって知ってる？
Dude. Girl! Think Yuuji doesn't know. Actually, yeah, Yuuji probably knows what a crepe is. Think so. Whipped cream and fruit rolled up inside a thin omelet, right? Not that I've ever eaten one. Well, no, maybe I did once or twice, but judging from the way I can't particularly recall the experience, can't be that memorable a treat. Literally every episode somewhere on YouTube. Guys, I literally have a Crunchyroll account. I can just watch it on my own time. I mean, oh wait, I also have a Hulu account, which I also can watch it on, I believe. I mean, in all fairness, I'm basically not that interested in food in the first place. A crepe is a sugary thing aimed at women and children. It would be downright strange if I was interested in it.
卵焼きというよりはパンケーキですが、基本的にはその通りです。
で、その甘いクレープ屋さんの前に榊さん、ユージはどう思う？
I see. Think I finally understand the situation. In short, they're all just bursting with sheer curiosity. After all, our cool and collected Sakaki appears to be longing after a sugary treat. What kind of crepe would she order? What's the look on her face going to be like when the moment finally comes? How will she eat it? A new side of Sakaki Yumiko, a face she keeps carefully hidden from us, might well emerge in that moment. No, I can see her angrily eating the crepe too, like, it's too sweet. Not as good as their strawberry one. Angry blog post kind of thing. I mean, I think that's probably how it's gonna end. So it's gonna end up with Yuuji just walking up asking, and probably Sakaki treating him because he's never eaten a crepe before. Normally, this sort of event would hardly warrant such high expectations. You fully expect Sakaki to casually buy something in her usual apathetic way and casually eat it without any particular expression on her face. But for some reason, Sakaki appears to be seriously conflicted instead. This tantalizing hint of something out of the ordinary has clearly fueled the group's hopes. Angry Sakaki. Sakaki, every ounce of her concentration focused on the menu in front of her, glares into the window like a thug trying to intimidate someone into submission. Can't say I've ever seen anyone buy a treat with an expression like that on their face. What on earth is she thinking about at the moment?
おっちゃん、ケツネ一丁、ネギと揚げ玉ぎょうさん入れて、あとお出汁もよーけ目で入れといてな。
Meanwhile, freaking Machina is like in for the long haul. She's literally ordering food.
お姉ちゃん、うちうどん屋ちゃうねん。クレープ屋さんやねんで。
Oh no, they're imitating with a non-natural for this area accent. Yumiko potentially ordering udon at a grape store. Never mind. I thought they're in for the long haul, but they are. But they're just joking. What the hell was that?
いや、緊張感に耐えられなくなったのよさ。
マキちゃんがいきなりボケたので返すのに精一杯でした。
Right, but why did you bother?
あんだけすごい顔してっから突然そういうこと口走ったりしないかなって思ったのよさ。
Yeah, but that accent was not native to this area. Okay, look. Not everyone is as bipolar as you are. Sakaki may seem fearsome at times. This girl is frightening in her own right.
いや、榊さんはきっとこう考えてるはずよ。
Meanwhile, Amane's will probably be like just close but completely off. You're supposed to be the responsible elder here, right? Don't get caught up in Makina's games.
いいじゃないのよさ。つかユージ、あんたマキナとかサッちゃんと私への対応に差がないか？ん？
What's up with that? Treating you like the adult you should be. Also, do me a favor, don't try to talk like the kids these days at your age. It's just embarrassing to watch.
豊島か。私を豊島と蔑んでるのか？
Forget it. I give up. Do what you want.
ちぇ、まあいいや。というわけで、皆さん榊さんに注目。
Okay, this is gonna be good, right? I'm gonna move the conversation right along with all the lurching resilience of a drunkard trapped in the height of a midlife crisis.
乳首を落としたんですけど。
Guys, if my name were Kazami Yuuji, I'd karate chop Amane just for saying that. Instantly, I feel the air around me freeze solid. Oh! Ignoring this completely, Amane forges on ahead with her monologue. Oh no!
右のピンクくてちょっと小さめなんだけど知りません？
What? Please stop. You're disgracing yourself as a human being. You're just murder, guys. Amane, just disgrace yourself as a human being. Your beloved Kansai is a cultural capital of Japanese comedy, isn't it? Can't you tell the difference between a safe joke and one that's just awkward for everyone involved?
ちょっと待ってって。そんなん乳首とかめっちゃセーフやん。
Amane's like, uh-oh, our nipple's not safe.
あっちやったら父放り出して外を歩いてるおばちゃんとかおんのになんで私だけがねえ。
Sweating bullets.
もういいんですよ、あまねさん。
Oh, comedy denied.
さっちゃんまでやっぱダメなの今のはねえ。
そもそも乳首って落ちんのか？ダピ
？Shedding?
ごめんマキナ。ちょっとお姉ちゃん一人にしてくれないかな。
This is the downfall. Amane right here, guys. Finally crushed by the awkward atmosphere, Amane slowly crumbles to the ground in shame.
じゃあ次はチルチルの番ね。
Uh-oh. Michiru's like, uh-oh. What can I say that's funny? Seems Michiru is anticipating this possibility, as she's been keeping uncharacteristically quiet and inconspicuous since the comedy routine started. To no avail, of course. Something close to panic spreads across her face.
っていうかどうしていきなり順にネタ出しするのが義務みたいになってるのよ。
Shh. Quiet. The Sakaki Yumiko will hear you.
ノリです。こういうのは乗ってこそだと思いませんか？
Yeah, I mean, that's actually kind of true.
でも自信ないし。
面白いとか面白くないのは実は関係ないのよさ。
Hey, at least we're better than Amane. Oh, Amane is even more sad. Sorry.
ここで大切なのはみんなが作った雰囲気に水を差して壊さないことです。みちる様、お分かりですよね。
わかったわよ。この恨み腹さで。
You shall rule today. Wrecked.
終了です、みちる様。
Yo, that spitting Michiru as she goes down, beautiful. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Excellent descent into shame. Michiru lets out a strange, piteous wail and collapses to the ground. People are seriously cruel. Please don't hurt people you love. That a fact.
ネタは残念ながら本当に面白くありませんでしたが、そんなことは些細なことです。そうですよね、みちる様。
もういい。話しかけないで。
Right next to Amane in the shame corner. Michiru responds to her friend's tough love by curling up into a fetal ball next to Amane. But I'm not well versed in these matters, so if Makina says this is motivated by affection, guess I'll have to take her word for it. What, me too?
はい、当然です。まさか風見さん、ご自分だけは例外と思われましたか？
Well, I guess not.
期待してるのよさ。
こうなったらユージのがいくら面白かろうと八つ当たりしてやるんだから。
Somebody's a little bitter there, huh? She came spinning back. Why did you feel the need to declare that? What a mess. Then again, even this nasty little game is nothing compared to the many serious, unpleasant variations of humor I've had to deal with in the workplace. Consciously tuning out all sensory data, I turn my focus completely inward and rapidly begin to devise a plan. Speed is crucial in this sort of thing. She had the anime hour? Yes. A gag center around Sakaki, eh? Maybe I'll play up the gap between her girly taste and violent personality. Seems like it might fit the bill. Alright, that should work. Raise my head. Find everyone has vanished. Amane and the others are gone. Even Sakaki, who had been planted like a statue in front of the crepe shop throughout our little routine, has suddenly gone missing. No, I guess she's still around after all. It's not currently in my field of vision. There seems to be someone emitting an aura of murderous anger behind me, and there's no mistaking this menacing metallic sound. Seems she's managed to sneak up on me at some point. Hold that thought. Can you try saying, "Excuse me, which would make a better weapon, banana or strawberry flavored crepes? Just an experiment." Right, sorry, forget it. You want to know what I was doing here. I was observing you, Sakaki. Well, that was quick. well, game over! Game over! Good game! Good game! Fruit of Grisaia! Alright, 10 out of 10. Sorry, but that's well beyond your capabilities, as I think you've known for some time now. When I turned back, Sakaki was indeed waiting for me. Despite the anger smoldering beneath the surface, there's no obvious signs of rage on her face. It's expressionless as always. Guess I should interpret that as a positive thing, but it feels more like a letdown. It might have been interesting to see some naked emotion from her for once. Where did the others go? Fair.
クレープ屋の前まで行ってメニュー一つ満足に選べずにいた痛い女によっぽど失礼なことを言っていたんでしょうね。
Oh, so that's what was going on there. Oh, she didn't expect that. Sakaki does not need anger management classes. She is actually very together. Especially if you look at some of the other routes, like the last 3 we did, like the Michiru route, the Machina route, and the Sachi route. You can tell that Yumiko really cares about her fellow classmates and schoolmates in Mihama, and she's just bad at expressing her emotions, because probably what we're gonna find out through going through her route. But no, she doesn't really need anger management classes. It's kind of like a very you know, kind of like a very it's kind of like a gag that she's very cold to people, but like everyone like secretly knows she cares about everyone, you know. Yeah, we were all kind of racking our brains trying to figure out why you were just standing there like a statue. To be more precise, we were amusing ourselves by inventing ludicrous theories, but I might as well leave that unsaid.
口を滑らせたのね。自滅というやつかしら。一生の不覚だわ。
Damn. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. So, were you able to buy a crepe in the end?
途中でいらなくなったわ。
I see. She still wants one.
最初に少し悩んだのよ。
Oh, so... Oh! Did she get stuck in her own thoughts about which one she wants? Oh my god, if she did, I can totally relate to that. I've done that before, actually. Ah, right. We still discussing this. She's oddly talkative. I mean, she was going to give me the real story. Why lie about not wanting one in the first place?
両方とも美味しそうだから決めるのに迷ったの。
I see.
すごく迷ったの。
Right.
すごく迷ったの。
I think she's trying to get Yuuji to decide for her right now. That hard a choice, eh?
笑うところのつもりだったんだけど。
That a fact. Sorry, guess I missed a cue.
いいけど。
Sakaki averts her face uncomfortably. I do feel bad about making her joke fall flat, but I seriously didn't catch it. To be honest, I still don't understand when or why I was supposed to laugh. Well, I guess the two of us just aren't cut out for this sort of thing. Sakaki may not be much of a comedian, but I'm hardly the best audience. So you never ended up making a decision?
決まったわ。
Then why not buy it?
そうね。
But you're not holding a crate.
時間が経ちすぎていたのね。見たら店員がずっと怪げな表情を浮かべていたわ。すぐにこの店はもう利用できないと悟って立ち去ろうとしたんだけど、なかなか他の客も来なくて、離れるきっかけがつかめなくて。
Oh, so it was a very awkward 30 minutes for both of you. Okay. Well, yes, since you were standing there glowering like that incarnation of wrath, I expect any potential customers fled in terror.
で、あなたたちの姿を見つけて、ようやくね。
I see. Again with the menacing metallic sound. Not that it's particularly intimidating to me. Of course, Sakaki has to be aware her threat is hollow as well. So she's unsheathing her blade mostly as a means to concentrate her hostility, rather than in the expectation it will make an effective weapon.
笑い物にするつもりだったのね。
Don't jump to conclusions.
他にどんな理由があるというの？
Once you got that crepe and started eating it, I thought I might get to see you smile happily for once. Simple as that. Ha! She didn't expect that. Sakaki?
何それ？本当にそんなものが見たかったの？
Yeah. Well, I'm a little interested, yes. So, oh, is this my route? And Yumiko, the answer is yes, this is your route. Sakaki's only reaction to my statement is a disinterested grunt.
でも、失礼なことをしたのに変わりはないわね。
If it seemed that way to you, then I can't argue. Sorry about that.
いいわ。罰としてさっきの話、その幻想を粉々にしてあげる。
Oh! Oh, is she gonna punch me in the face? Is she Kamijo Tomo from Index now? This girl better get a damn real knife by the end of the series? No. Box cutters for days, man. So what happens when you order other things off Amazon.net? What? Say what?
どうかしら。
I'm really not sure how to respond to that question. So she bought a crepe. This was the punishment handed down to me. I'm required to watch intently as Sakaki eats her crepe. Apparently, Sakaki plans to use this opportunity to crush my expectation that eating something sweet would prompt her to smile. Of course, this involved sending me into the creperie to buy Sakaki a treat. I have a nagging suspicion that may have been the main point of this exercise. That said, I don't think I've ever seen anyone eat a dessert quite this expressionlessly before. It's good. She's so obviously doing it on purpose out of sheer stubbornness that it's taking a conscious effort to keep my amusement from showing on my face.
おいしいわね。
Sakaki speaks triumphantly, an expression of superior scorn spreading across her face.
どう？こんなものよ。面白くないでしょ？
That's really, like, actually, that's really funny. Well, have to say, I was surprised.
そんなにありえない幻想に期待していたの？
Guess so. Face tense with concentration, Sakaki earnestly devours her treat. To be honest, it looks a bit dirty. What, with the whipped cream and all? Wow. Wow. Sachi's getting to Yuuji already. Well, or Amane. You know. Blame one of those two. Oh shoot, I just pressed that button by mistake. Well, there's no point in making things even more troublesome, so I'll keep that thought to myself. Sakaki, blissfully oblivious of my perspective on the matter, crunches and munches loudly away at her crepe. Nom 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 nom. Oh, and I'm hungry. I ate it. It's all good. Yum!
以上が私どもの調査員による榊由美子さんについての報告です。
Michiaki, I have a face portrait. Therefore, I am important.
ファーストコンタクトにおいて若干の拒絶反応はあったものの、その後は調査員とも比較的良好な関係が築けており、今後も調査を
もういい。
Michiaki.
はい。
春寺さんでしたか。とりあえずあの親不孝者の動向は承知した。
What? Ichigaya is investing Sakaki? What? Es bellísimo el juego. Oh.
そうですか。では私はこれで。
待ちたまえ。
Yeah, wait a second.
まだ何か。
どうも私の言っていることがそちらさんにはきちんと伝わっていなかったようだ。
Sup?
いいかね。そもそも私があなた方に頼んだのはうちの娘の単なる素行調査などではない。
What is this Michiaki guy?
と申しますと、
あのようなバカでかい収容施設、娘や他の問題児どもを安穏と生活させるために作ったとでもお思いか。
Well, yes, Michiaki, we did. Mr. Sakaki's father! Dun dun dun!
警察沙汰寸前のバカ騒ぎをやらかした愚を反省し、
What? What?
一刻も早く真っ当な人間に戻って我が盗品グループの一員となる準備をしてもらわないといかんのだ。
Uh-oh. Now we're finding out why Mihama Academy was created.
なのに、あなたの報告によると、連中はのんびりと共同生活を送り、当のユミコも一向に反省する気配すら見られん。
King. Sakaki is the family name? It'd be Sakaki Michiaki. If you don't know how names work in Japanese, remember, Yumiko is Yumiko's actual name. Whoops! Yup.
もはやこれ以上猶予を与えるつもりはない。そのためにはあなた方の送り込んだ調査員、名前は何と言いましたかな。
Well, they sent Yuuji to investigate, but he's not.
風見裕二です。社長、念のために申し上げますが、 風見は単なる調査員ではなく、あくまでも学生でありつつ、その一方で。
そうそう、その風見何がしという男を送り込んだ以上、こちらの思惑通りになるよう取り計らっていただかないと困るのだよ。
I think this is gonna end with your downfall, Michiaki. Wait, what?
由美子が自ら更生し、私の言うことを素直に聞いて実家に戻るよう心変わりをさせるため。
Somebody tells me that Yumiko will never be like that, so good luck, bro.
何か勘違いをされていらっしゃるかもしれませんが、私どもの組織はカウンセリングや洗脳を生りとしているわけではありません。
No counseling, no brainwashing. Damn. What do you guys do? Kill people. What? I mean, clean.
無論作戦行動でそういうことを行うこともありますが、さすがに榊家のご令嬢とはいえ、国の資産をそこまで自己都合で動かすわけには。
春寺さん、いいかね。これは一般家庭の親子喧嘩ではない。100年にわたってこの国を支えてきた盗品グループの礎を速やかに時代へ移行するため必要不可欠なことなのだよ。
Yes, Ruchi. I did understand the Spanish. That's because Goku is his first name. Son is his given name. And to be fair, that's also a play off of the Journey to the West story. But anyway.
そのために少しばかりそちらの余力を割いてもらっても罰は当たらないだろう。
Michiaki's like trying to convince JB to use more money. JB's like, not about that.
こちらの納めている税金と、そしていくらかの心づけのおかげで、どれだけそちらの組織が動きやすくなっているか。春寺さんほどの人間ならわからないわけでもあるまい。
I don't think that's how you'd say that too. I'm glad you think so.
私どもの組織に榊社長のお心遣いを知らぬ者は下っ端を除いて一人もおりません。
So this is how Yumiko has some extra information. Clearly, the fact that the Far East group over here funds Ichigaya.
分かっているじゃないか。では早速だが、ユミコを改心させるための何か妙案はないかね。
With that said, he's pretty scummy.
そう急に言われましても。
And to be fair, I don't know why Yumiko almost went to court. I want to find that out too.
そうだ。こういうのはどうだろう。こちらで仕組んでおいた連中にユミコを襲わせておいて、もはや安穏とした生活は送れないという危機感を与えるというのは。
Yo, Yuuji was gonna beat somebody up for that, man.
存分に恐怖を味わわせた後ならば、私の言うことも少しは聞くようになるだろう。どうだね。いい手だと思わないか。
That's really dumb. JB even thinks so. She was like, yeah, it's not gonna work.
どうした不満かね。
いえ、その作戦に従います。その上で一つ提案があるのですが。
提案だと。
はい、私どもの調査員である風見雄二、彼にお嬢様の護衛をさせたいと考えております。
Oh man, JB's putting a plan into motion, my friends.
何を言っている。
That's a very specific thing, and I think that's not completely true.
お言葉ですが、何もない状態でただお嬢様を襲わせたのでは、そこまで強い危機感を与えることはできません。ですが、一度彼に護衛をさせた上で危機に陥ることとなれば。
See? Look at this. JB's putting some stuff into motion.
なるほど。危機感はより一層強く植え付けられる。という。
So, Sakaki Yumiko attacked out of nowhere. Yeah, whatever.
はい。
いいだろう。その件についてはハルデラさんに一任する。
はい。では失礼いたします。
JB's like, man, this guy's annoying. Meanwhile, mission time. There's no such thing as a fun job. Of course, you'll find plenty of people willing to declare that work brings them nothing but joy. But look around them or underneath them, you'll always find scowling people covered in mud. More often than not, the person who loves their job is really just the biggest slacker in the office. Work is unpleasant and often boring. That's why they pay you to do it. Hey, there are tons of people who actually do jobs they like. But that's true, not everyone. If something you were doing in the first place as naturally becomes your job, you're either a genius, an idiot, or incredibly lucky. Sup? What? Okay, Makina, we're gonna have to silence you now because you're about to become Solid Snake. You're about to become. It's all about Metal Gear. Alright, guys, it's all your time. Time to pass as boss and make Makina Solid Snake. Unfortunately, I'm none of the above. By most standards, my occupation is just about the last thing you could describe as fun. It requires steady, rigid discipline. There's no tolerance for failure. But even in success, you'll never see the spotlight. On top of it all, demands specialist expertise, extensive experience, and training even when off duty. It's a little hard to summarize, but I guess you could call me a craftsman of sorts. I mean, that's oddly specific, but probably not. Machina. No, Machina's the weapon to truly suppress Metal Gear. What? Something tells me that the information that Sakaki can actually access is highly regulated. She probably does have a few loopholes she can exploit, but for the most part, I think people would know if she knew more than she's letting on. And to be fair, I think first and foremost, Sakaki probably purposely chose to abstain from looking into things more than necessary. Well, I guess those would be the typical examples, but craftsman is a pretty vague term. There's quite a range of people who fall under that umbrella. Although you tend to think of those working with material objects as in Machina's examples, there are some who engage in more abstract forms of workmanship. And the craftsmen in my line of work deal in the most formless thing of all. Anyway, what's with the sudden interest in my job after all this time? Hardly that interesting a subject. That a fact. Everyone wants to know what Yuuji does. Oh, because he like disappears for long periods of time. Not that I'm constantly acting, but I have been trying to keep my behavior fairly normal, so as to avoid projecting the atmosphere characteristic of my occupation. Even so, it seems there's a degree of stiff artificiality to my performance that may have an equally unsettling effect on my classmates. A deeply regrettable failure on my part. Hey, to be fair, I played like one Metal Gear Solid game. And I think Yuuji and Sakaki also had that agreement on the rooftop where they're both like, we're not gonna pry into each other's business. I mean, to be fair, Michiru everyone makes fun of you, what? Sachi just made fun of you, for example.
まあミチルに関してのユージの指摘は残念ながら正当よね。あまねまで何よこの五臓六腑っぷり。
アチュグルテス what?
四面楚歌です、ミチル様。残念ですが少しお静かになさった方がいいかと思われます。
Wrecked.
あ、
Enemies all around. Michiru. Rip.
まあまあ、そう言葉を失うなよ。な、ほら、バナナやるから食っとけ。何よそれ、マキナまでバカにしてんの。バナナってなんでよ。私の髪が黄色だからバナナ好きとでも言うの。
Cat is after a sandwich, Creechy. Well, better eat it before your cat gets it.
髪の色が黄色だからバナナが好きだという説、とても斬新です。この小峰幸、ミチル様についてきてよかったと心から思いました。
Really?
ついてきた意志があるのならもうちょっとフォローしてよ。ウッキー。
I think it's that Uki sound.
ウキー、すごい完璧です、ミチル様。
So, are you guys done asking me questions now? There haven't been many cases since my arrival at this school, and I was grateful to Michiru. Her ability to rapidly derail conversations is truly welcome at times like these. But just as I'm about to wrap things up and make my leave, a cell phone rings in my pocket. Unfortunate timing. Slide it out and check the caller ID panel. JB, huh? Most contact for JB in any form means a business discussion. Accordingly, I'm always careful not to answer her calls when the others are in earshot. Leave the dorm and walk a few paces before hitting the answer button and bringing the phone to my ear. It's me. Got better luck finding the proverbial free lunch than a job that's genuinely fun. And mine is certainly no exception to the rule. Mission. Save. Protect Sachi. When you live in a communal residence, you're always going to find some people you hit it off with, and some who are harder to handle. Ideally, find points of compromise and stay on cordial terms even with the difficult residents. One of those underappreciated little skills that gets you ahead in life. Unfortunately, I don't possess it. In this dorm, I guess Amina would be first on the list in terms of friendliness, although in her case it's less hitting it off more and more hitting on. Hitting on people. Next in line would be Sachi. She's got some abnormal quirks that can be tricky to handle, so her rank falls slightly. Makina and Michiru have a hard time even holding coherent conversations, making it a little hard to evaluate if we think in similar ways. But if I humor them with a little attention, they'll start chattering away all on their own, so in a sense they're easy enough to deal with. I might not be blessed with much in the way of social skills, but even I can interact with those four without particular difficulty. Meanwhile, though... This girl, however, is a different story. We're on a seriously hostile footing from the very start, and our frequent chance encounters in the dorm haven't really helped. There's still a sense of tension in the air when we run into each other. Granted, that's a bit of improvement compared to the way she used to slash at me with the box cutter on sight. Her attitudes remain stubbornly standoffish. There's no sign of a real thaw in relations. Are the others out? Looking around the area in a slightly forced way, Sakaki mutters those words without particularly directing them at me. Amana is out shopping with Makina, said they'll be back this evening. The principal called Sachi to run an errand for the school. Haven't seen Michiru all day. When I answered, she glanced at my face for a brief moment. The conversation dies there. Sakaki once again begins moving her eyes across the pages of a novel I'm sure she already finished reading. We may not talk much, but I've learned enough about Sakaki over the last few months to say we've got a surprising amount in common. Both enjoy reading and don't mind spending time alone. Both prone to mull things over in languid sky-gazing sessions on rooftops. But similarity doesn't have much to do with hitting it off with someone. When it's two similarly unsociable types like us, it's easy for conversations to stagnate awkwardly. Asymmetrical interactions where people complement each other through contrast actually makes for a much more harmonious atmosphere. Ooh. Every once in a while, Sakaki's eyes flick up off the page to shoot a quick glance in my direction. Might sound like a girl in love trying to secretively keep an eye on her crush, but the reality is less idyllic. She seems to be trying to figure out how to extricate herself from this awkward situation. Although Sakaki's clearly bothered by the heavy silence in the air, I don't find it that uncomfortable. After piling the 4 books I brought from my room on the table, I lean back on one elbow and begin to work my way through the first. It'd probably be more considerate for me to take the initiative and leave, but owing to certain circumstances, that's not going to happen this time.
失礼。
Apparently reaching the limits of her endurance, Sakaki abruptly drops her book onto the coffee table and stands up. Before I can even react, she turns to 3 o'clock and starts to walk away. Looking up from my book, I call out a question before she can make her getaway. Oh, could the movie just be Mr. and Mrs. Smith? Yo, that movie is actually not as bad as I thought it would be when I watched it. I was surprised. I enjoyed it a lot. You going somewhere? Sakaki's progress pauses, but after a moment she walks off without so much as turning around. Her slippers squeak against the hallway floor with an orderly rhythm reminiscent of a soldier on the march. Alright then. Slamming my book shut, I rise quietly from my seat and begin to walk off in the same direction. With a steady, regular gait, just like Sakaki's, following in her footsteps. Oh, it's time. The mission begins! You want me to play bodyguard?
そう、榊由美子さんのね。知ってるでしょ?
I'm familiar with her name and face. Other than that, my information is pretty limited.
へえ、そうなんだ。てっきりいろいろと知ってるもんだと思ってたけど。
Was she Amane? I have no idea what you're trying to imply. She's just a classmate, and we're not particularly close.
じゃあ、少しは知ってもらわないといけないかもね。はい、これ資料。
JB picked up a thick file from her desk and passed it to me. It contained a bulky bundle of A4-sized documents. The first page had a photograph of Sakaki's face, along with some simple bullet points concerning her background. I did receive a very basic overview of the girl's personal circumstances when her father visited the school. At a glance, those pages didn't contain much beyond what I already heard from the principal, but the fact that we had a file on her in the first place reinforced my impression of Sakaki's importance. I see. With a background like this, I suppose a bodyguard or two might be warranted.
そうなのよね。あなたにとっては普通のクラスメイトでも、実際問題として、あの子を取り巻く問題はいろいろと複雑なの。
Although I actually imagine Sakaki more being like the JB type in terms of getting the office work done. Not necessarily field work. So it would seem.
彼女は盗品グループのトップの一人娘として、いろんなところから目をつけられているわ。特に彼女は一人でいることを好むみたいだし、略取の危険性は常に考えるべきね。
Uh-oh. Makes sense so far, but you want me to protect her by myself?
大げさなのは彼女自身も嫌うでしょうし、そんじょそこらの SP を大勢連れてきたところで、ユージ一人にもかなわないでしょ?
Huh. Thanks for the notification, you two. Oh, Alavar. What are you talking about? YouTube's great. They told you exactly at the wrong time that I'm alive. What? Don't overestimate me too much. I'll end up biting you in the ass.
正当な評価よ。本日、一蓋〇〇より、風見ユージは同任務に就くように。妨害があった場合は、実力でこれを排除せよ。
Hey, we started the Sakaki Yumiko route too, so brand new. Understood. The reason I've begun poking my nose into Sakaki's life to the point of following her around. It's not a manifestation of any personal feelings on my part, but rather the result of a perfectly legitimate order handed down to me in a professional capacity. Since I've been employed in this role, I fully intend to approach it seriously. In line of work, your orders have absolute priority, even when a job happens to involve a close friend or relative. Doing good, Alavar. Doing good. Playing some Fruit of Grisaia. It's good times. And a lot less tears because we're just starting a new route. Everyone cried. And protecting a classmate from approaching threats is something I do without being asked. So I didn't have any real reason to refuse this particular position. Through this rather abrupt sequence of events, I assumed the role of Sakaki Yumiko's bodyguard, without her knowledge. However, although I'd anticipated as much from the start, the mission in question quickly encountered a number of practical difficulties. Yumiko. Yo, where are you off to?
あなた、最近よくその質問をするわね。
Yes, that is true. Have I?
ともかく、私がどこへ行こうとあなたに関係のあることじゃないわ。それじゃあ。そこに立たれると、私が外に行けないんだけど。
Yeah, so where are you headed again? Didn't catch it the first time.
しつこいわね。どこへ行こうとあなたに関係のあることじゃないでしょ。分かったらそこをどいてくれないかしら。
Oh man. Why? Going somewhere in a hurry?
駅前、古本屋に行って前に気になってた本を買おうと思ってるの。署名はロシア民族楽器の歴史、筆者は小室重生。これで満足かしら。
That's so. Good to know. Alright, you're free to go.
だから、あなたに関係もないし、許可をもらうようなことじゃないって言ってるでしょ。
Okay then, let's go.
また、あなたなの
？Why that again? Not like we run across each other that often.
偶然かもしれないけど、あなたと二人きりで顔を合わせるケースがここのところ増えている気がするんだけど。
Yeah, dealing with the most grumpy and actual soon girl of the group. Just your imagination. By the way, you headed anywhere in particular? Yumiko's like, I feel like I've been asked this question before.
どこだっていいでしょ、そんなの。
Oh, somewhere you can't tell me about? Everything alright? Yo, posing these challenge-like questions, she's gonna answer probably. Or say nothing and leave.
無視して立ち去ろうとしたのに、回り込まないでくれる？
Well, you didn't answer the question. Pretty rude.
あなた、私の態度を見て事情を察するとか、そういうこともできないの？
Those circumstances are what I'm asking about. If there's some kind of problem, then...
トイレよ!
I like how it's trying to censor toilet, but she yelled it.
なんで私が説明も何もしないか、お分かりになったかしら？
You're just pretty bad at this. Yeah, I believe I have a solid grasp of the situation. My apologies. Enjoy your trip. Oh man, it's supposed to be worse. She's really on guard. Well, not that you can blame her. From the moment I began putting my instructions into practice, Sakaki's gotten a great deal more wary around me. The reason, of course, is my abrupt intrusion into her bubble of isolation. It's entirely understandable. Someone who hasn't demonstrated much interest in you suddenly develops an acute interest in your movements. Anybody would get a little suspicious. Especially when your name is Kazami Yuuji and you go, so what are you up to? Yeah, what are you up to? So what are you up to? Since I'm actually on orders here, retreating outside of her comfort zone is an option. Yeah, eventually you just have to.
2、3、4と。じゃあこれは購入しますね。買い占めです。
I mean, maybe I have to tell her that just being with a bodyguard. Feeding your dog, that's good. Out of dog food, uh-oh.
あっちゃー、マジか。サッチーそこ入ったらぶっちぎりじゃねえの？サッチ鉄道買い占めるの？ねえ、そこ押さえられちゃったら私マジ破産するんだって。やばいんだって。
Meanwhile in Monopoly
みちる様のお気持ちは痛いほどわかります。この路線を抑えることによってみちる様は文字通り手も足も出なくなり、サイコロを振っては私に搾取される人生が待ち受けているのですから。
Sachi is a master Monopoly, the end.
でも仕方ないのです。これはゲームです。私が手加減することでみちる様の緊張をそぎ、ゲームが 至極くだらないものに貶められてしまいます。お分かりですか？これはみちる様のためを思ってやっていることなのです。今は辛くともひたすら耐えるのです。
あんた、その気持ちよくなるまで耐えなさいっていう S 嬢みたいな口調、どこで覚えてきたのよ。
Probably from Kazami Yuuji, what?
つか、耐えるも何も私そこを抑えられたらゲーム終了なんだけどねえ。
買い占めます。
ギャ
ーAfter returning from class, I was immediately invited to participate in playing a board game of Machinas. Not that I was given much choice in the matter. It's based off a simple dice movement game. Depending on the square you land on, there are options to purchase stocks or property. With the development, you can extract rent on others who pass through. That's the basic outline anyway. Machina seemed pretty confident she'd win. Once he actually got started, Sachi picked up the strategy with fearsome speed. She's been slowly, cruelly squeezing cash out of us like juice from a grapefruit. Oh, shoot.
サチンド S だな。もうこれ本気でチルチルの生きる道なくなったのよさ。
Michiru is now going to be servitude to Sachi in this game.
1はサチで、2出してもユージで、3はマキナで、4、5、6もサチ。ダメだ。積んだ。
Wrecked.
本当だ。どこ泊まっても金吸われまくりじゃんこれ。
Hey. Want to see Michiru play Mario Party? You want to see Michiru lose? Why don't you just sell those stocks you've been hoarding away so stubbornly? They're only slowing you down.
これは金のなる木なの。ゲームが終わった時にこの株があることによって振ったお金で順位が逆転するかもしれないんだから。
Michiru's like, even if these stocks will put me out, will bankrupt me, I must save them for the end game.
この鉄道の買い占めでみちる様の株は全滅ですね。暴落して紙くずです。
What? This game has rules on how stocks work? Yo, I want to play Stockopoly. Wrecked. In particular, Michiru's being economically annihilated on a scale that reminds me of one of the old Soviet Union's downfall. Guess her luck's just terrible, but it seems like every time the girl makes a move, she ends up falling into a trap of Sachi's and forking over her liquid cash. If this game were taking place in a mahjong salon or something, I'd be seriously wondering about weighted dice at this point.
もういいのよ。あとはみんなせいぜい長生きして、私の人生はもう終わった。
これでまた私が勝ってしまうようですね。
おー。
なんとかサッチの資産削りたいけど、片っ端から貢ぐおバカのせいで焼け石に水になっちゃうのよさ。
Makina's like, I had a plan.
私の株、私の
The outcome of the battle has already been decided. Just give in. In that moment, just as we all stood on the brink of abandoning resistance against our dominant foe, Sekai strides quietly out of the front door without so much as a glance in our direction. Going out for a while.
ちょっとお兄ちゃん、ゲームの途中よ。
Yo, it's work time. Yeah, just remember something I have to do for work. Sorry to skip early. So you finish the game without me, alright?
3人でってお兄ちゃんの分はどうするのよ。
Give it to Sachi. How about one of you take over my position? It'll be a good exercise in parallel processing, right? Anyway, see you later.
テレビゲームやってんじゃないのよさ。スイッチ一つでコム担当に切り替えられる感覚であとを任されても困るっての。
あまね。
仕事じゃ仕方ないよね。マキちゃん、ここは私の勝ちということで穏便に済ませて。
She's like, no.
株が
Michiru's wrecked.
ただいまーって、あれ、ユージ今出てったけどどっか出かけんの？
女のケツを追っかけてどっかへ行ったのよさ。
What?
女？誰よそれ？
肉のついてなさそうなケツなのよさ。
Oh, I I like how everyone, like, Makina immediately knows. Yeah, he's chasing Yumiko.
榊さんのこと？あんた気をつけないと本人の前で言ったらめんどくさいわよ、それ。
榊さんが寮を出てすぐに理由も言わずに風見さんもすぐに出て行かれまして。
Oh, and this is how it starts.
ユージはあんな骨っぽいお尻の方が好きなのかな。にしても最近ユージの榊さんへの構え方が尋常じゃないよね。
I was like, you know, she ain't packing no heat. That's how Amane looks at it. Like, I don't know about that.
そうですね。会うたびにどこへ行くのか気になさっているご様子ですし。
こないだは便所行く時まで質問されて、ユミちゃんキレキレだったのよさ。
I like how this rumor is going to cause misunderstandings.
ことがユージだけにそう見えにくいけど、これってはっきり言ってストーカーよね。
Uh-oh.
ああ、やってもダメ。こうやっても。で、なんでミチルは廃人になってるわけ？
Well, about that.
これと、あとこれももうなかったわ。
Talking to herself softly, Sakaki picks her way through a shelf of art supplies. Her outing to the station area was evidently an extreme minor errand. Seems like she's just replenished her stock of artistic materials. Mishima Cape gets a fair amount of traffic, but still a small city. There are plenty of inconspicuous blind spots and back alleys where threats could be lurking. Keep a diligent eye on Sakaki from behind, checking for suspicious characters among the other customers and watching for any vans nearby that might be used for a grab and run as she leaves.
暗くなってきたわね。
After killing a little time rummaging around in a used bookstore, Sakaki glanced up at the dark purple sky and makes her way out of the store. Slipping her newly purchased paperback into the paper bag with her art supplies, sets off on the road back to the school with the same steady pace as always. Following from a distance, I jot down a few quick notes on today's events in a pocket-sized memo book. No anomalies in the subject's vicinity, none worth noting, I guess. Today in particular, everything seems reassuringly normal. But... Oh, no, okay, no, just... That's it! That's it!
はい、じゃあ今日はここまでにします。日直の人は教室の鍵かけて持ってきてくださいね。終わり終わり。マキナ、今日はこのまま買い物するからちょっと手伝って。うん、わかった。
でもトイレットペーパーは指んとこ痛くなるから、あれはアマネが持つんだぞ。な。
Amane does what I do. Buy like a lot of bulk, right? At a good price.
そういや、サチ、ランドリーの中に入ってた洗濯物出しておいてくれたのってあんた？
はい、みちる様が下着が多数散乱する洗濯物を不用心にも残しておいででしたので、すべて回収して整頓いたしましたが、それが何か？
All your underwear was everywhere, so I folded it.
お礼言わなきゃいけないはずなんだけど、なんか素直に言いたくなくなるわね。気をつけなさいよね、みちる。一応寮も女女体じゃなくなったんだからさ。わかってるわよ。だからそ。
Meanwhile, in Kazama Yuuji World.
先に失礼するわ。
Alright, see you all later. Aman is like, is it real? Can it be? Kazama Yuuji? Sakaki Yumiko? Oh look, everyone is suspicious! Everybody!
またしても尾行開始なのよさ。
The butt chasing! The butt chasing!
これで4日連続よね。放課後の尾行プレイ。なんかいやらしい響きよね。放課後とかプレイとか。
I mean, I think Hokago tea time, but you know, whatever.
それはみちる様の心にいかがわしい妄想があるからかと思います。
As if Sachi isn't what?
ちょっと 思ってないわよ。ちょっと想像しただけよ。しとるがな。それはともかくここまでになると単なる興味とかそういう範疇を超えちゃってるよね。
Yeah, it's like weird, right? Yuuji's like changed all of his things, all of his like actions and stuff around Sakaki Yumiko.
あの無機質感漂う女をどういう理由で追い回してるのか気になるのよさ。
質問しちゃえばいいんじゃないの？ユージに直接。
Michiru has like the smartest but stupidest reactions. Krichi, if you're gonna spoil things or even hint at spoilers, I'm gonna time you out.
風見さんが答えるとは思いませんが。
Well, that's true.
だよね。ユージって嘘は言わないけど、言わないって決めたことは絶対に言ってくれなさそう。うわー、でも気になるわね。何考えてんのよあいつ。引きなし理由もなくストーカーとかわけわかんないわよ。しかも相手がユミコとかさ。
Well, the fact that you're calling those parents scummy, that's might be treading spoiler territory. And remember, or actually, know that despite my normal appearance, I will say that I'm a person who enjoys my I wouldn't have gone as far to timing out just yet. But I was just gonna say that I'm a person who likes my mystery novels and stuff, so I can kind of see like those kind of patterns. And I'm a person who has read and who reads a lot of books and stuff in general, so I can see those patterns too. Plus, I'm a big anime fan, so I can see anime trends. Anyway. Why Yumiko will feel okay?
みちる様、あまり考えると脳が熱くなってしまいますよ。考えるときは少しずつ量を調整して考えないとオーバーヒートしてしまいます。
And Sachi's already making fun of Yumiko.
人の脳みそを安物の工作機械みたいに言うんじゃないわよ。まあでも気になりだしたら他のこと手につかないわよね。でもそれを知る手段もないわけだし。
だったら調査するしかないのよさ。
Investigate.
調査
するの？
ってどうやってやるのよそんなの。
本人に聞くのが無理なんだったら情報を集めて推測するしかないのよさ。つうわけであまね、鍵貸して。
Uh-oh.
ってあんた、ユージの部屋を物色するつもり？さすがにそれはやばいんじゃないの？
Uh-oh. Machina's probably hitting a lot closer to home than she should.
いいじゃん。お兄ちゃんのことだからやばっちい理由だったら部屋に証拠とか残さないだろうし、別に見られたって死ぬようなもんじゃないってなあ、サッチ。
Oh, you know, Sachin's probably like, oh.
はい、じゃあ早速今日の夜にでも調査に入るということで。
うわー、知らないわよ。私は関係ないからね。何も言ってないからね。
No comment. Oh my god, so the Machina Sachi team is gonna be the one? Yo, you just get instantly recognized someone's gonna be snooping in his room.
サッチ、分かっているとは思うが、貴様は今から私の指揮下に入る。呼ぶときは隊長だ。いいな。さあ、前もって言っていたブツの準備は？
Hey, how's it going, Castarola?
指紋を残さないように手袋も万全です。線ルーメンの蛍光ライトも用意しました。
よし、では調査を開始する。さあ、相変わらずさっ 麗な部屋なのよさ。
Now, with that said, the fact that Makina Sachi is investigating, they're probably the most likely to turn up something. So that's a scary combination there. Where Makina is the one to be destined to surpass Metal Gear. Wait, what?
物がないだけに散らかってもないですね。どこから手をつけましょうか、隊長。
さすがに引き出し開けられてガサガサまでやられるとお兄ちゃんも怒るのよさ。ひとまずは目につくあたりから物色するのよ。
I like how Makina is considerate enough to be like, let's not piss him off.
さあ、
何もないですね、隊長。
もう何もそれっぽいものは見当たらないな。
机の上もゴミ箱もベッドの下も探しましたが、エロ本一つ見つかりません。
Oh, they're looking for the porn!
ゆみちゃんにの AV 女優でも見つかりゃあまねえの反応が楽しみだろうけど、そういう面白いネタも皆無なのよさ。
やっぱり風見さんに聞くしかないのでしょうか。
Not yet.
ひとまずそろそろ帰るのよさ。お兄ちゃんが帰ってきたらややこしいし、こういう調査には引き際が大事なのよ。
You know what?
隊長、今踏んだのは。
なんだこれ、手帳。
隊長、
見つけたのよさ。
Pay dirt! Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Uh-oh!
で、ユージの手帳に書いてあったことを全部マキナがその場で記憶してPC で打ち直したのがこれってわけね。
Damn, like I said, Sachi and Makina. Oh, man. I forgot about the fact Makina could do that, too.
さすがに持ってくるわけにはいかなかったからな。
だからって覚えられるマキちゃんはすごいです。
That's literally her skill.
お疲れ様って言っていいのかちょっと疑問だけどね。つかあんたさ、本当にこれ以外で妙なことしてないでしょうね。合鍵化したの私なんだからさ。
早く読めよ。すっげえこと書いてあんぜ。
Oh, shoot. Makina's like, I know.
話聞け。で、みちる、あんたはあんたで早速読みふけってるわけ？調査するって話になった時、あんな否定的だったのに。ってみちる？
何これ。
Wait, what is it?
どれ貸してみ。何7月18日、天気明朗なれども波高し、休日ゆえに通りに一般人多数、特に目立った事件なし。
Oh, shoot. Is it the,
ってこれがどうかした？
問題はそこから先なんです、天音さん。
Uh-oh.
その後よ。続き
Oh, uh-oh.
榊由美子の動向。14時28分、寮の自室を出る。入り口付近で問答の後外出。15時53分帰宅。まっすぐに2階へと上り自室へ入る。
Uh-oh.
で、これ、まさかその。
They're like, uh-oh, is he a stalker?
そのまさかなのよさ。
This misunderstanding, oh no.
はい。手帳に書かれていたのは、風見さんが榊さんの追跡をしたその記録だったんです。
Or rather, yeah, it's kind of creepy. It's true. Like without suspecting that Yuuji is like some form of related to something secret, because he has a vague job description. So they're like, you know, he has a weird job that he doesn't like talking about. So this is probably like a big shock for everybody. Interesting.
とりあえず続き読むわね。7月19日20時12分、寮の自室より外出。人目につかないように裏道を通りコンビニへ向かう。
He's waist deep in it, basically.
雑誌コーナーの年齢制限のある場所へ赴くも4分強立ち尽くした後にため息を一つつき、安っぽいプリンを一つ購入して帰宅。
After trying to buy some porn, she gave up and just got pudding instead.
寮の付近でスプーンの入れ忘れに気づき、一人店員に憤る。
Wow, that's actually very creepy.
7月20日17時44分、学内を徘徊し、3階の廊下で突如として鼻歌を歌い出すも、10秒ほどで周囲を気にして中断。注意深く周囲を見回し、誰もいないことを確認した後、先ほどよりも大きめの音量で鼻歌を再開。18時34分、妙に疲弊した表情で帰宅。
7月21日18時18分、駅前の古書店にてワゴンセールの古本を物色。26分後、隣の画材屋に移動して色鉛筆を棚から出し、うち1箱を購入。
This is like very, very deep levels of concern.
7月22日7時54分、突如それまでいた寮のロビーを退出。外出理由を問うも回答せずに逃亡したので追う。来客用の便所の方へ向かったことを確認。理由は商用を足すことと時間より推測。
ものすごい細かいわね。
Yeah, right.
ほぼ毎日のように後をつけてどこへ行くか質問をし、その結果を記録。
Spice, we are not raping the maid. And you missed the Sachi route. Well, you missed portions of it, so now you have to deal with the Yumiko route.
これつまりストーカー
？Pretty much stalking, yes.
ですよね。
It's like, oh no, Kazuma Yuuji's as a stalker.
ユージが。
Everyone's like, uh-oh.
意外な結末が待っていたのよさ。
興味深い話ね。
What?
うわ
Oh shit!
ユミコ！
人を飼うみたいに言わないでちょうだい。で、このメモ、元は風見くんが書いたものに間違いはないのね。
I bet Yumiko's gonna know right away what it's for, right?
そうよ、そうです。
Oh, damn it, be true!
部屋に侵入して手帳から写したものだから間違いないのよさ。
他の人が書いたとは思えませんでしたね。
Yumiko's like...
そう。なら仕方ないわね。よくもまあ、こんなに詳細に。しかも、誰もいないって思ってた時まで。鼻歌も、プリンも。
And the pudding! And the pudding!
これ、いただいていくけど、よろしいかしら。
どうぞ。
Did you take the entire, like, everything?
許せない。風見裕二。
Uh-oh.
やばいってどうすんのよこれ。
榊さん、わかりやすく殺す目をしてましたね。
Yeah, well...
まあでもユージがここまでやってたからには本人から説明してもらわないとどうしようもないわよね。
It'd be fun if Yuuji showed up right now.
ぶっちゃけ引いたな。
はっきり言うわね。まあでも確かにちょっとそうだけど、ユージにあんな性癖があったなんて知らなかったし。私知らないからね。大惨事になっても知らないから。
She's like, oh, I'm out! I'm out!
みちるもビビりね。しかし
恋愛感情なのでしょうか。
Oops, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I just pressed the button.
みちるもビビりね。しかしなんでユージはこんなことしたんだろう。
And then such like romantic feelings, perhaps? Okay.
普通はそうよね。でもあのユージだし、もし本当に好きになったんならもっと直接的な行動に出ると思うんだけどね。
You know, that's actually a very good judge of character on Amina's end. That is true. He was pretty upfront about it to the other girls.
お兄ちゃんならさっくり襲いかかっても不思議じゃないと思うのよさ。
That's a little weird, Makina.
さっくり言うな。そうね。ユージだったら普通に面と向かって言うと思うのよね。好きって思ったんなら。
He certainly surprised a lot of people that way too.
それもそうですよね。
まあ今はとりあえず青鬼さんから厳しい尋問を受けている頃だろうし、その結果を見守るっきゃないわよね。
理由説明していただけるかしら。
Bursting onto the rooftop, Sakaki strides up to me with a look of pure fury on her face, then hurls a bundle of papers in my general direction. Putting that aside for the moment, can you retract that blade before we talk? In her left hand, the girl is holding her fully extended box cutter. Her knuckles are white. Even from a few meters away, I can see her hand trembling.
それはあなたの答え次第ね。いいから説明してちょうだい。
Who did this? Makina? Sachi? Wow! You kind of guessed that! Spot on, huh?
そんなことどうだっていいでしょ。私が聞きたいのはどうしてこんなストーカーみたいなことをあなたがしたのかって聞いているのよ。
I did steal the documents from JB about Sakaki's personal data inside a securely locked drawer. There's not much risk they found those. My notes on Sakaki's movements didn't contain anything problematic from a professional perspective, so I wasn't nearly as careful with them. Obviously a serious mistake. I have to punish the trespassers later, but at the moment there's a more immediate problem to deal with.
ねえ、どうなの？ちゃんと答えなさい。
It's pretty simple. I was asked to guard you, that's all. The rage on Sakaki's face instantly changes to utter confusion. Not waiting for her to process the remark, I continue my explanation. Your father, Sakaki Michiaki, contacted my employer. For determining that your personal safety was at risk, they made arrangements for your protection. Alright, feel better, King. I've been assigned to the job, so knowing where you are at all times is my responsibility. Apologize if you found it disturbing. Sakaki's sharp glare falters. Her eyes drop to the ground at her feet. Gripping her knife even more firmly than before, she mutters something too quietly for me to hear. Sakaki? Gradually her voice grows louder, until at last a few words squeeze their way out of her mouth. Say what? We'll get as far as we can. We'll see. Sakai's eyes flash up to meet mine once more.
必要ないわ。父が何を言ったかわからないけど、護衛なんかいらない。
You're the daughter of the East Breach Group's president. That places you in a dangerous position. Keep walking around without any security eventually.
何か起こったのなら、それはそれでいいわ。私が死ぬだけなんでしょう。どうせ。
What?
死ねばいいのよ。いっそ。
Oh. You can still see the anger in Sakaki's face, but it's changed. There's a hint of something reckless and indifferent in her expression. Something like resignation.
別にこんな体、守ったところで何もないんだから。とにかく、今日限りでそんなことはやめてちょうだい。
With those words, Sakaki turns and leaves the roof. The hell was that about? I can understand that having someone follow you around would be unpleasant. But the reason Sakaki refused my protection doesn't seem to have much to do with that. The woman talks like she's completely disinterested in her own safety. Of course, I was ordered to protect her, so I'm going to continue doing so. But it's unsettling to hear her talk like that. Left a bad taste in my mouth. The documents I was given on Sakaki Yumiko contained extensive information on her current situation. There was practically nothing concerning her past or that of the Each Beach group. This borderline self-destructive attitude clearly didn't come from nowhere. Just don't have enough information to make sense of it. For now, the only thing I can do is take care of the job I was assigned. Keep stalking her. Can't say if this applies to more typical student dormitories, but in this place there isn't that dramatic a difference in atmosphere between school days and vacation days. The residents wear casual clothes instead of school uniforms, that's about it. Days off aren't really that much of an upper, and weekdays aren't that strong a downer. The energy level around here appears to stay pretty much constant. Amina is always doing her best dog and heat impression. Makina is constantly babbling away in dubious Japanese. Sachi never fails to offer perfect service with superficially polite smile. And Michiru, of course, is an idiot 24/7. Oh, man. Likewise, this woman's expressions don't change much no matter what the calendar reads. Gazing at the clouds outside the window, she reaches tentatively toward an umbrella, then hesitates. For a moment, the pattern repeats itself. Eventually, she picks up the tote bag sitting on at her side. She has a few cautious glances around the area and begins to ease open the front door as quietly as possible. Yo! Sekai twitches like a startled cat. Slowly, stiffly, she turns to face me. I'm not doing Amana's dog and heat impression. Going out, I see. Just so you know, the weather won't turn bad until late tonight. Have a safe trip. Despite my considerate umbrella-related tip, the woman's expression is now one of clear hostility. It's my job, after all.
結構だって言ったでしょ。あれほど言ったのにまだわからないのかしら。私には護衛なんて必要ないから。お願いだからついてこないで。
Sorry, but whether you think it's necessary doesn't really matter. The objective evaluation was that you're in danger, and more importantly, I've orders from the main... Alright then, time to go, I guess.
これで3日連続ですね。
どうやらユージの仕事が関係してるっぽいのは分かったけど、それにしてもあんだけ拒絶されても行かなきゃいけないって辛いよね。
I'm glad the misunderstanding kind of sorted itself out now.
めんどっちいよな。
でもどうしてボディーガードとかさせるんだろう。ユミコの周りってそんなに危険なこととかあったっけ。お嬢様だってのはなんとなくは聞いてたけど。さあね、事情が変わったのかもしれないし、その辺は多分ユージも榊さんも教えてくれないだろうし。
Probably true.
動向を見守る以外はないって感じでしょうか。
そうね。まあ見守ってるうちにここで人情沙汰とか起きなきゃいいけど。
What? What happened?
みちる様、一人首をひねっていらっしゃいますが、ここで言う人情とは人の情けのことではなく、刃物で人を傷つけるの意味ですよ。
Okay, that was Michiru's question marks. Apparently glitching the game out. Cool.
わかってるわよ。そんなこと思ってなかったわよ。ちょっと何のことがわかんなかっただけよ。わかってへんがな。
The place where Sakaki spends her off days isn't far from the academy. Follow the footpath from our front gate until it turns to the south. Then walk 300 meters or so along the prefectural road down to the sea, and you're there. There are a few obstacles and nothing in the way of blind spots, so it's not much of a challenge as an observer. Yumiko, pissed. Sakaki's been shooting frequent looks over her shoulder in my direction ever since we left. I guess 60% of the reason is her hoping to find some opportunity to slip away and escape my surveillance. The other 40% is pure anger. As for concern on behalf of her bodyguard, clearly not even a single percent. In fact, the day after I admitted the truth, Sakaki tried to run away from me the moment she saw my face. The girl's only an amateur, so naturally it didn't take long for me to catch up. But since then, she's been constantly watching for another chance. Can't be too careless. Easy enough to catch up to her after she bolts. There's always a possibility someone will attack her in the meantime. Far safer to constantly keep an eye on her. I'm on the job after all. They'll cut my wages if I slack off. Sakaki heaves another heavy sigh, then heads for her destination with a slightly quickened gait. Easily matching her pace, I follow in silence. After less than 10 minutes of walking, we arrive at the riverbank. The river is called the Shinozaki, a smaller Class B river that flows down the coast at Mishima Cape. Since we're close to where it meets the sea, it's fairly wide here, with a moderately sized bank on either side. Not too far away, one of the East Branch Express lines owned by Sakaki's family cuts across the water. Every 30 minutes or so, a 2-car diesel train rumbles across the iron bridge. Sailing softly, Sakaki lowers the tote bag in her hand to the grassy ground. Settles herself down next to it, retrieves colored pencils from inside, then props her B4 size sketchbook against her knees. And looking straight out at the scenery before her, she begins intently moving her pencil across the paper. Hey, look, Yuuji's smiling. And Yuuji's posing like he's from a JoJo series. What is that pose like? Boom! It was Sakaki's like, damn, that's fucking distracting. I only learned this after becoming Sakaki's guard. The reason she abruptly leaves the campus for hours at a time is a very simple one. She draws pictures. Maybe she didn't want her classmates to know about her hobby. Maybe there's some other reason. Either way, I'm just glad she wasn't coming into contact with any strange characters. In that scenario, there would have been a lot of troublesome preliminary cleanup to take care of. But JB probably would have warned me if the girl was up to anything too risky. I've never been that worried about her activities, in other words. More like mildly curious. Sakaki's approach to her art is straightforward and orthodox. She begins by roughly sketching out the scene in general, then proceeds to fill in details little by little. It's not quite on the level of a dedicated art student, but judging from what I've seen of her work, the girl has a good amount of talent and skill. That said, I don't have much of an eye for art. I can tell she's good on a technical level, but I don't have many other impressions. Oh, it's Yuuji having a peek at what she's drawing by leaning over. So you mean, yeah, like I said, it's Sakaki being distracted as Kazame Yuuji JoJo poses behind her. Duh. Even though he did, expressing them would probably only irritate Sakaki further. Nice weather. Hanging back far enough not to get in Sakaki's way, look up into the sky, feeling the sun beating down on my face. The latter half of July is always pretty hot, especially in this area. Nice refreshing scenery and all, but it's not the most pleasant season. Drops of sweat, the blazing summer sun, vibrant picture taking shape. Shake my head to dispel the shadowy wisp of memory floating to the surface of my mind, to return my attention to the subject of my surveillance. The sun sinks to the horizon as if sliding gently down the slope of a mountain. All of a sudden, the area is bathed in orange light. Perhaps taking that as a signal of sorts, Sakaki gathers up her materials, stretches out her legs for the first time in hours, then slowly gets to her feet.
Nah.
And kicking lightly at the ground in apparent irritation, she speaks to me.
あなた、そうやってずっと立っているばかりで、私には一切話しかけようとしないのね。
Did you want me to make conversation?
まさか。ただ、いつもしつこいぐらいに私の行く先を尋ねるくせに、ここに来たら何も聞かないから不思議に思っただけよ。
Came here to draw. Once I had confirmed you weren't going anywhere, didn't have any reason to bother you.
仕事で必要なことだけ聞いたということなのね。
Not interested in her personally? What? That's right. Talking to your client more than necessary would be an expression of personal interest. If that's not relevant. The bare facts are enough. Aww. What's wrong?
なんでもないわ。
Sakaki turns her back in a somewhat grumpy fashion, hefts her tote bag off the ground, then begins to walk off without so much as a word. I follow her quick, irritated strides at a similarly rapid pace. My investigation of Sakaki Yumiko's movements and protection of her person continued along those lines. Sakaki fundamentally ignored me. When she did talk, it was mostly hostile questions or arbitrary complaints. The atmosphere was badly strained, to say the least. And gradually, the complaints began to grow more frequent and more aggressive, culminating in an incident about 1 week later. Uh-oh, what happened a week later? On August 1st.
こうして毎日毎日あなたにつけ回されるのかと思うと、一瞬も落ち着けないわ。
Today, Sakaki seems even more irritable than usual. She was reading in the lobby from earlier in the morning, and before noon she headed out to sketch at the riverbank. In other words, the two of us had been alone together for more or less all day. Seems to have grated on her nerves. Stopping her drawing in the early evening as always, she gathered up her belongings more rapidly than usual, then stomped up to me and began to vent her spleen. Not to worry, do have basic manners, and make sure to avert my eyes from any potentially shameful actions on your part.
そういうことを言うこと自体がマナー違反だってなぜわからないのかしら
Well, this is Yuuji we're talking about. I've been intending to smooth things over, but seems to have poured oil on the fire instead. This is something I've been vaguely aware of for a while now. It seems I have a bad habit of enraging women over the strangest little things. All the more pathetic because it's usually the result of well-intentioned words backfiring, rather than actual maliciousness on my part.
第一、あなたの言うその脅威って何なのかしらこうして散々つきまとってよくわかったでしょ私はすでに実家からも邪魔者扱いされた存在なの。今さら誰かが営利目的で近寄ってくることなどありえないわ。
From the start, Sakaki had insisted that she didn't want protection. Now she tries out a different objection. To be sure, I haven't picked up on any concrete threats approaching Sakaki in a week that I've been watching over her. It'd be too late to start protecting you after something happens. Bodyguard is a preventative measure. Not much good in installing a burglar alarm after someone's cleaned out your safe, right?
でも現実に襲ってくる人間なんていないじゃない。言っておくけど、あなたにつきまとわれたこの1週間だけじゃなくて、2年近く一人でいたのに、そんなことはこれまで一切なかったんだから。
But today just might be the day that changes.
詭弁を下ろしたって無駄よ。
Well, yeah, it's kind of self-frustrating, but still, just because the status quo has not been upset does not mean it will not be upset, since it hasn't been upset yet. Alright, in that case, take a look behind you.
だから、
Sakaki starts another angry retort, but swallows her words as she knows that I've said something strange. There's been something wrong with this picture for a little while now.
背後って何があるのよ。
Sakaki too seems to have finally caught the scent of something strange in the air. With timid, uncertain movements, she slowly turns her head to look behind her. Hey, what? A group of blatantly suspicious-looking men in black suits stare back. They're not even trying to hide what they are, which probably means they're planning to take forcible measures. Only reinforcing this impression, the unmarked van parked next to their car on the road above. Standard vehicle for carrying off a kidnapped victim. These gentlemen don't strike me as the most peace-loving bunch. Even without the van and the suits, it's clear enough from a glance at the lead group that these people aren't here for a calm negotiation. A brawny man, striking wide in the shoulders, towers at the head of the pack. At his side, there's a man with bandages rolled around his fists, probably gripping something hard. Third keeps his arms dangling loose at his sides in the manner of a martial artist, waiting and watching for us to make a move. Even if they came out with a good evening, could you spare a moment to talk at this point? It'd be hard to take it as anything but a sarcastic provocation.
ねえ、この人たち誰なの？あなたが言っていた通り、私に用があって集まってきたの。
Sky's tone of voice has grown distinctly uneasy. Faced with an unfamiliar atmosphere of danger, her normal cool-headed indifference has melted away. She's unconsciously grabbed hold of my shirt. There's a clear fear in her eyes. Well, I don't have much value as a commodity, so I think it's safe to assume they're after you, Sakaki.
だって私は。
You can make excuses if you want, but I don't think they're going to change their objective. Sakaki's hand grips my sleeve even more tightly. The men approach slowly and silently, eyes fixed intently on us, looking for the right moment to take action. 3 in front seemed like the main threat. Got 5 others hanging back as support, including their drivers, but that doesn't seem to be that group doesn't seem to have any combat expertise. Listen very carefully, Sakaki. Drawing my face close to Sakaki's, I pushed her long hair away from the side of her head. A shapely white ear emerged from its hiding place behind the black curtain. I speak a few quiet, blunt words into it. Stay down, make yourself as small as possible, and keep yourself behind me. Just do it, alright? Unless you're eager to take a ride with these charming people.
なたまさかこの人たちと
FBI! It's not the FBI, Casarola. Sekai's question falters off halfway through, but her meaning's clear enough. I offer a firm, empathetic nod. I can handle 8. Might be a little frightening, but deal with it.
そんなあなたが何をしているのか知らないけどあんな人たちをしかも大勢相手にするのなんか無理よ
It'll be fine, just do what I told you.
だってそんな
Kazami Yuuji! Am I 5? No, not them either. That instant, Sakaki tries to continue her objection. The man with the physique of a rugby player who's been standing at the head of the pack rushes forward, aiming to tackle me to the ground. Get down, Sakaki! Since Sakaki throws herself face down to the ground, dodging enormous man's charge like a toreador evading a bull. Apparently, Rugby Man was expecting such a well-timed sidestep. Makes a strange little grunt as the momentum carries him past me. Nice broad back you've got there. Before he can begin to turn, I sharply drop my right elbow down onto his oversized spine. You have to admit, though, makes for a nice big target as well. Rugby Man exhales roughly, then collapses face first into the dirt. That's 1 for starters. Confirming that my oversized friend isn't getting up anytime soon, I whip around 180 to face the other attackers. Bandage Hands here has a different style. He's spinning out short pants at regular intervals, bouncing slightly from side to side at the time of the rhythm. This one's shorter than me. His body's abnormally slim and lithe. His physique suggests extraordinary agility. When it stands with his right arm slightly below and behind his left, it's clear that he's an experienced boxer. If he lands a punch, it'll probably going to be bone fracture or internal bleeding. Slugging match with the boxer is never a good idea, let alone when he's grasping something. In other words, I need to dodge until I have a chance to launch a disabling counterattack to a weak point. Tempo of Bandage Hand's breathing grows steadily quicker. As he slowly begins to close the distance between us, slight movements of his body begin to include something of a forward back sway. He's coming. The man exhales heavily and springs forward, his half-hidden right hand shooting out toward my face. I duck my head just barely enough to avoid the punch. It's not the CIA either, guys. It's not the police. Now within range, he follows up with a wider swing from the left. That's what I was looking for. Cleanly evading the second half of this predictable combination, slide forward to the point-blank range, lands a violent kick to his shin. As Bandage frees up from the pain, I step back, pivot, and swing my fist into his right flank, throwing my whole body into the punch. Spittle and strangled little grunts spray from the boxer's mouth. His eyes roll back in his head, and he collapses heavily to the ground. She probably stayed down for a while after taking a direct hit to the liver. Before the others can react, I've resettled myself at Sakaki's side. 2 down. Look over at the final remaining member of the attacking team. Although there's a hint of shock in his expression after seeing the others go down so quickly, his composed posture suggests a fundamental confidence. He thinks himself a different level from those two. His peculiar stance, involving constant movement of his limbs, reminds me strongly of the Chinese Kempo my master taught me back in the day. Oh, he knows Kempo? Kempo's fun. This one's aiming at a counter himself. You can picture him smoothly sidestepping the instant I tried to lunge forward. The loose sway of his body might look not particularly intimidating to an amateur's eye, but I'm confident he's more dangerous than the others. Well, let's try a trap. Imitating Rugby Man, I spring forward like a sprinter, charging directly at the martial artist. He instantly slips away from my attack with a triumphant little laugh. From the side, he fires off a sharp kick aimed at my pivot leg. Took the bait. I swung to grab his extended leg, then twisted roughly my arms, bringing him to the ground with a leg hook. Specifically, it's a heel hook of the sort frequently seen in your nastier mixed martial arts competitions. I twist his foot back with my arms, causing agonizing pain that would normally inspire a quick tap out. Oh, that sucks. Of course, this isn't a match, so that's not an option. The man desperately uses his free leg and arms to attack me. With his heel completely immobilized, it's impossible to gain the leverage necessary for an effective blow. Sorry, but I need you to settle down for a while. Bringing the strength of my arms to bear, I bend the man's heel sharply to the side. The joints of his ankle crack loudly, and his foot turns in a direction nature never intended it to. The man lets out a strangled little scream, and I feel the fight go out of him. When I release the hold, he instantly clutches his ankle and rolls around on the ground, tears streaming down his face. That's everyone. Rising quickly to my feet, I place my body protectively in front of Sakaki's. The only men left standing nearby are 2 members of the support team. I glower up at them expectantly.
そんなバカな
Yuuji's like, man, not even a workout.
聞いてた話と違うじゃねえかおい
The remaining men keep their distance, watching warily and hissing to each other in flustered voices. What they signed up for. Maybe the kidnappers had hashed out internal contracts or something of the sort. Nothing I need to be too concerned about at the moment, I suppose. I'm going to run away now, Sakaki. I pull Sakaki by the hand and run up the slope bank toward the street above. Sakaki quickly runs out of breath but pushes herself desperately forward, barely managing to keep up. After reaching the road, I shoot one quick glance over my shoulder at the group of men who we left behind. The remaining members are helping the battered fighters back to their vehicles rather than pursuing us. Concluding that they're backing off for now, I set off at a rapid jog toward the dorm, towing Sakaki along behind me. We did it! Screw those guys, they suck. Although the men didn't seem to be chasing us, just beyond the safe side, I took a number of brief detours on the way back to the campus. The sun had just been setting as we left, so by the time we finally reached the gate, it's already dark out. Bursting into the dorm in this state would just alarm everyone. I don't think Sakaki's looking for more fuss right now. Instead of running straight into the lobby, I lead her to the courtyard. You alright, Sakaki? Your iPad died at the worst time? Well, that's a shame. Finally releasing her hand, I ease Sakaki down onto the bench to rest. Catch your breath. Girl makes an admirable effort at keeping up a tough front. After all that running, she's understandably fatigued. Something? That's pretty vague. Referring to my scuffle with those gentlemen? Sakaki silently nods her head. Well, I've been trained on how to deal with people proficient in various skills. It's kind of relevant in my line of work. In my profession, you naturally meet people with a wide range of experience in this regard. Former Danran Kempo practitioners, karate experts who made it to the nationals. Sometimes you'll even run into guys who competed in the world championships with something or other. Naturally, the same goes for our organization's competitors and professional rivals. So the instructors teach you a wide variety of coping strategies covering more or less the full range of martial arts. By taught, I mean they beat the techniques into you. I myself suffered more than a few lessons that very nearly ended in bone fractures. She mutters the words without a hint of ridicule, in a tone of complete conviction. This is a world Sakaki knew nothing of until now, simply outside her range of experience. Even if she understood in an academic sense that people like that existed, personally coming into contact with them has clearly driven home just how real and unpleasant that world is. So, there's your wake-up call. You understand now just how much danger you're in? Sakaki nods with uncharacteristic honesty. Why not?
だから最初に言ったでしょ。私は別にどうなったって構わない。だからあなたに守ってもらう必要もないんだから。
Her expression changes, the fear is fading, leaving something gloomy and bitter in its place. Just like the other day, I can see a hint of defeat in her eyes.
護衛はもういいわ。明日から来ないでちょうだい。
Sakaki brushes off a few clumps of earth from her skirt, and opens her bag and carefully returns the colored pencils scattered loosely inside to their box. When the task is accomplished, she takes the bag in her hand and rises abruptly to her feet.
部屋に帰るわ。
And with that brief announcement, she strides quickly off in the direction of the dorm. But Sakaki stops dead about 4 paces away. After a moment's hesitation, she turns towards me and comes back. Body's facing me, but her eyes won't quite meet mine. What is it? All of a sudden, she lowers her head in a slight bow.
今日は助けてくれてありがとう。必要ないと言っても、あなたが助けてくれたことには変わりはないもの。
So genuinely unexpected that all I can do is watch. Can't think of anything to say in return.
それじゃあ。
Once again, Sakaki turns on her heel, This time she doesn't stop. Her feet crunch across the gravel at a steady, controlled pace as she makes her way across the courtyard. By appearance at least, she's already back to the Sakaki Yumiko I know. I watch her as she goes, thinking back over the events of the day. I have to say though, that was strange. The people who came after us today were without a doubt a standard crew of moderately skilled hooligans. There's one thing that's been bothering me. They came at me one by one, taking turns, like something out of a manga. That makes exactly 0 sense. All 3 of their tough guys should have rushed me at once. Hell, even if the 5 they had hanging back for support. Sheer numbers would have made it difficult even for me, especially with Sakaki to protect. Hey, what happened? Divide and conquer is the basic rule of fighting when outnumbered, and they went out of their way to divide themselves from me. No matter how I look at it, it just doesn't add up. Might just be a coincidence, but there's a possibility it means something. Better to figure it out now, rather than run into some nasty surprise down the road. Guess JB would be the person to ask. Visions of a shaggy-headed know-it-all blonde floating unpleasantly before my eyes. Slowly follow Sakaki's path toward the dorm. Approach your job from a detached perspective. Don't second-guess your instructions. Is what we'd like to say, but we'll have to save that for next time. I think we're going to cut it off right here. I'm starved. Need some foods. And I think that's a good stopping point. We got the first attack. Got some CGs. Yuuji easily dispatched of these guys who really acted... Yeah. He's right. Like, in the real setting, like, you know, you expect everyone to bum rush it at the same time. And deal with it that way. But, here we are. So, with that said, this is animefanrk2k. Thank you very much for showing up for tonight's Monday Night Livestream. I'll see you next week for more of the Fruit of Grisaia here on the YouTubes. And otherwise, I'm streaming Tuesday, Thursday on Switch. So, peace there. See ya. Bye, bees.